When you are on the go, you need your credit union to be right there with you. Hughes Federal Credit Union makes your life easier. For 60 years, Hughes has called Southern Arizona home and has given back to our community. Isn't that who you want as your financial partner?
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, did you play any college basketball?
I want to tell the story.
Tell it.
Sacramento State. We suspended 3 players. I was the basketball manager. We suspended 3 players over winter vacation. I can't remember what they did. So I had to be activated to get enough players.
Right.
And against Sacramento State, I came in and scored the 99th and 100th points.
No way.
Yeah, I made 2 free throws, and I played the last 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
Are you in the book?
I'm sure I must be.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't believe I don't have it and have it underlined.
Utah State basketball legend Greg Hansen. Greg, watch my segue. You must know then sort of the predicament that the Arizona Wildcats are in as of right now. U of A beat Cal State Bakersfield Tuesday night somewhat handily. They did it shorthanded with Kadeem Allen out with a sprained knee. Sean Miller said after the game that they are open to adding more walk-ons simply to give them enough guys to practice and play with. Is this a big problem or a little problem that we're dressing up because it's early in the year?
Big problem.
Big problem?
Depending on Allonzo Trier.
Allonzo Trier.
But last night, Cal Bakersfield's not good.
Right.
Arizona was in danger of losing the game. Right. And Arizona has some NBA players. Cal Bakersfield has none.
Right.
And yet, Cal Bakersfield had a chance to win the game in Tucson, so I say that's a big problem.
Was it because Bakersfield had the depth? Was it because Arizona had to play conservatively, knowing that nobody could foul out? Was it a little bit of everything? Was it their inexperience?
Maybe Arizona's not that good.
Does Allonzo Trier make them? How much better does Allonzo Trier make them?
Question of the year. I think he is their most productive player.
Right.
Or will be if he comes back. And he can do many things from that little wing position.
Right.
And he gets to the foul line, he knows he can make a shot, and he plays with confidence. And you can't have enough guys like that.
Right. He's got a little Jared Bayless in him.
Sure.
Sure. I mean, would drive, get fouled, hit his free throws. And sometimes that's what you need, is that calming influence. You know where the ball's going with the game on the line.
Yeah, and by the end of the game, you really haven't noticed him much, but you look at the stat sheet and he's got 18 points.
Right. To me, the second question here is how good is Kadeem Allen? I mean, this is a guy who I would argue won them the Michigan State game. You subtract him from the Cal State Bakersfield game, and this is a team that's very different. I've been kind of on the fence about Kadeem Allen the last couple of years, but it's possible that he is a really good college player.
I don't think Miller exaggerates much.
No.
And the way he talks about Kadeem Allen, I've kind of bought it, that he's telling the truth. You know, the play that really got to me in the Michigan State game wasn't the winning bucket. Right. His defensive stand in the last 30 seconds.
Yes.
How many times have you seen a college player completely shut a guy down? Right. A good player from Michigan State like that, stripped him of the ball, basically. That's when I kind of bought into everything Miller has said about him being possibly one of the best defensive players in the country.
Right. To say nothing then of the defensive player that he made in the last 3 seconds. Yeah. I mean, to turn around, rather than go celebrate with your bench, which is what me or you or anybody else would do, turns around, is able to keep the ball kind of in the air as he's going out of bounds so the clock runs out. I mean, that is and it's cliche, that's the kind of thing only a 22-year-old guy can bring.
Fifth-year senior who had to grind, came through the system the hard way to junior college and hasn't been given anything.
Right.
And suddenly he's your key guy. Boy, what if he is somewhat injured?
Yeah.
And it lingers. And we've seen guys, I mean, Reggie Geary had 3 terrific years, but his senior year he sprained his ankle early and was never the same player again.
Wow.
It affected that whole season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you never know.
You never know. And it's funny, I think that most teams are built to withstand 1 injury or maybe 2. But when things snowball like they already have, and Arizona has played 2 games that matter, that is going to be the story, at least of the non-conference season, is how do they get enough bodies together to be good?
When they trotted out Joaquin Cruz's son,
Paulo
last night, I almost fell off the chair.
Because it was the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona has played walk-ons in significant moments before, Jason Lee and a little bit John Ash, but not for a long time.
Not for a long time, and that will be the big story going forward. The Arizona Wildcats continue their home slate. What can we call this?
The Cupcake Campaign.
Yes, with Sacred Heart Friday night at McHale Center. Then next week there's a couple home games followed by a tournament.
More cupcakes.
But in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm okay watching bad basketball if you're in Las Vegas. Isn't a bad thing.
Butler should be good.
Butler should be good.
Yeah.
Butler should be good. There could be a real challenge next week. That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.